Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold and tonight I'm going to be consciously channeling Ascended Master St.Germain as he gives you guidance and tips on the Alchemist method on how to change the matrix, how to change your reality, how to bend reality to change your background people. So today we're just going to start with how to change everyone in your background so that they react to you in a way that you would like them to react to you. So this isn't changing their reality, it's changing it within you, and then therefore it shows up in your reality. So there's 5 steps to do this, and if you want to change your actual background, we're first going to start with the background people. So anybody in your reality, and we're going to use the example of a grocery store or a restaurant so that you can see how it works in your day-to-day life, because most of us go to those 2 places. So I'm going to use restaurant and a grocery store for the example. And then you can apply it if you would like and see how you can be the alchemist to change how people react to you in public. So again, this isn't changing anything in their reality, it's changing it within yourself, and then that's what shows up in your reality. So the first step is to transcend duality. What do I mean by this is you're going to be moving from a 3rd dimension reality into a 5th dimension reality. Everything in 3rd dimension, there's a contrast, an opposite, a polarity, a yin and yang to everything. Everything on planet Earth has an opposite, and you're going to start to see everything as equal, that there is no opposite. So this will put you into 5th dimension, and you get into 5th dimension by becoming the observer and letting go of all judgment. So if you get out of the car at the grocery store or at a restaurant and your brain says, oh, it's cold outside, you're going to change that to the weather just is. So you're removing all the contrast and polarity. If the ground you're walking on is solid and hard and you step in a puddle that's soft, both of those things are in duality. It's in contrast. It has an opposite. You're not going to judge whether the ground you're walking on is hard or soft. It just is. So everything just is without a polarity, because as soon as you see a polarity in something, your brain takes you back to 3rd dimension, and you want to be in 5th dimension. So you become the observer of the person that is walking on the hard ground. You become the observer of the person that's stepping in the puddle. You become the observer of the person that is feeling that it's cold outside. So you're just going to separate yourself and become the observer of your reality to move yourself from 3rd dimension to 5th dimension. I am now the observer. Everything is neutral. I'm in this now moment. The now moment is 5th dimension. It's all an equal balance of the yin and yang. So there's no polarity of the yin and yang of being up or down, short or tall, dark or light, hard or soft. Everything just is. You're the observer. Everything is simply as it is, and I'm just going to observe it. I'm not going to judge whether it has an opposite. That keeps you in 5th dimension. So step number 2 is to transcend linear time. So on planet Earth, we see time as past, present, or future. But the only thing that's happening is now, and now is that 5th dimension. So you're going to change your perception of time by seeing it as only now is happening. So you're not waiting for the right time to happen, you're tuning into the right time, because now is the time. This is the only thing that's happening is now. In 3rd dimension, it looks like we have a past, present, future. 5th dimension, there's only the now moment. So as you're walking into the grocery store with every step, or into the restaurant, with every step you take, you're stepping into the now moment. And you can repeat this in your head. I'm stepping into the now moment. I am now in the now moment. This is the only moment that exists. I am in the now moment. I am in 5th dimension because I am in the now moment. So you keep repeating that, keep repeating it. so that you don't get fixated on time. So if it's nighttime or daytime, don't judge that either, because those are contrasts, those are polarities, those are opposite. So we create the illusion of time on planet Earth by having seasons, time zones, night, day, past, present, future. So we're getting and letting go of all of that. There is only this now moment. So that's step 2. And step number 3 is you're going to transcend the law of perception. So the law of perception says that in third dimension, everything is a reflection of me. So if I'm in a third dimension vibration, there's going to be people reacting to me based on where I'm vibrating at. If I was mean to myself this morning because I criticized myself, maybe I put on weight or something, and I'm criticizing myself, that's going to show up in my outer reality, because everything's a hologram. I'm vibrating, it's projecting in front of me, and it's reflecting back to me. And if I've criticized myself, people in my reality are going to criticize me. If I've complimented myself, people in my reality are going to compliment me. That's how it works. And so we're going to put the intention that we're changing our perception so that we see everything reflecting back to us the way that we've chosen and decided to today. So you're going to be the alchemist. You can create how you want your background people to treat you when you go into the grocery store or a restaurant. So this is the exercise we're going to do to change that. If you visualize going into a cinema or a movie theater, so there's this building and it has 10 movie theaters in one building. So you walk in and each of the movie theaters is a movie of your life. And you're the main character, but you're also the director. So you're going to go into a movie theater and you're going to sit in the audience. So you've become the observer of your movie. And on the screen, you're watching yourself in the movie, and everybody in your background on the set of your play, your background actors, your background people in your reality are going to be reacting to you differently in each movie. But everything else is going to stay the same. The set's the same, the plot's the same. It's just how people react to you is going to be different. And you're going to choose a movie theater of how you want people to react to you when you go into the grocery store or a restaurant. And you're going to have 10 different movie theaters. And you get to choose which movie theater you want to play out, which movie you want playing out for your background people to react. So the first movie theater, maybe everybody's really kind to you. Everybody's smiling at you. People are opening doors. You're getting gifts. You're getting free items in the restaurant or the grocery store. And then the second movie theater, you go in, sit down, and everybody's ignoring you. Maybe it's a day that you're going out to the grocery store and you just want to be left alone. You don't want people talking to you. So movie theater number 2, everybody's going to ignore me. Movie theater number 3, maybe you want everybody to make you laugh. So in movie theater number 3, I'm going to have everybody make me laugh. They're going to crack jokes. They're going to come up to me in the aisles or talk to me in the restaurant and make me smile. They're going to say something really funny and I'm going to laugh. And so on and so forth. So you keep picking a different movie theater and changing the background people and how they act towards you. So maybe today you're going to choose the third movie theater and have everybody make you laugh. So that's the one we're gonna go with. So now you've put the intention that you're changing your perception, you're overriding the law of perception in third dimension. And you're changing your perception to that your background people are always going to make you laugh. They're all going to make you laugh. Everybody that you encounter in the restaurant or in the grocery store are going to make you laugh. Now the universe, is going to blend its energy with you to make this happen. So you're not going to try to control who makes you laugh. You're just putting the intention that anybody that you encounter or interact with will say something to make you smile or make you laugh. And so the universe is going to decide who that is, because it's a dance with the universe. So you've put the intention. When I go into this grocery store or this restaurant, everybody in there that encounters or interacts with me, or that I interact with, is going to make me smile. They're going to say something funny. And the universe says, okay, I can respond to that. She's made her decision, or he's made his decision. They've made their decision on what they're projecting in front of them. And they're projecting a frequency of laughter. And therefore, it's got to reflect back to them in their background people. So the universe starts to dance with that energy and drops the thoughts in people's head when they interact with you to say something funny. So you're not changing their reality, because that's our next step. The next step, step number 4, is overriding the law of separation. So the law of separation on planet Earth in 3rd dimension says that everybody outside of you is separate from you. So everyone is God experiencing God through itself, in individual human costumes. So it looks like we're individual. But if you override that law by putting the intention that I'm not going to see everything as separate, I'm going to see everything as one energy, then you become your background people. And so you're not controlling their reality, because there's another aspect of them in 3rd dimension living their 3rd dimension reality. And there's another aspect of you in 3rd dimension living a 3rd dimension reality, and they're separate, and they're choosing the way that they react to you. They're choosing their reality. You're moving to 5th dimension, so you're not interfering with their soul's journey. They're still in 3rd dimension doing their thing. You're not changing them, because you've moved to 5th dimension. It's a different screen, because everything in 5th dimension is one energy. You're not separate. And how do you override the law of separation? Is that you visualize that they are your limbs. So you have a belief that you can move your arms or your legs or your body based on the fact that you believe you're your body. So there's a few aspects of you. One aspect believes that they're the body and that they can control the body. So when you want to get a glass of water, you pick up the glass of water and it moves. You put the thought there and you grab the drink, but you don't sit there and wonder how your arm knew to pick up the drink. It just happens because you believe you're an extension of your body. And then there's another aspect of you that is the observer of the person that's picking up the drink. So when you want your background people to react to you in the way that you're choosing, you've got to see them as similar to how you would see a limb. There's no separation. They're an extension of you. And so if you can move your limbs without really even concentrating on it, just knowing I'm going to pick up the water, and you pick up the water without focusing and having to control it, it just happens because you put the thought out and then it happens, then you can do that with the background people. And you're not interfering with their soul's journey, because there's another aspect of them in 3rd dimension playing out their reality. 5th dimension, there's no separation. You are them, they are you. Because everything is ultimately one God source energy. And when I see the frequencies, how St.Germain shows me is when I say, I would like to see what it looks like with no separation. What happens is everything in my reality, like the shelf behind me, all the hard lines become soft and blend into the next thing beside it. So I can see how it's all one energy. So we're not concrete, we're code. Everything is code. So all you're doing is changing the code. You're changing the frequency, and it blends, and there's no edges. Fifth dimension or higher dimensions than that, the energies blend into each other. So there is no separation. So these people in your background, you've chosen what movie theater you're going into. Everybody's going to make me laugh. And then you are knowing that they're a limb. So you have the power to do this because they're part of you. They're one of my limbs. That's what it is. And so now there's no separation. And the fifth step is moving from third dimension to fifth dimension by going through fourth dimension. So you're going to visualize that you're walking across a bridge, and the bridge is fourth dimension. If you don't visualize, you can draw it on a piece of paper. Just put the intention. The intention is all that's required. So you're going to walk over fourth dimension by going over the bridge. So you're walking up the bridge. In the middle of the bridge is where it starts to blend. So half of the bridge, you are in third dimension, half the bridge is in fifth dimension. It's blending. It's kind of like shading if you have like a pencil and you're shading from light to dark. It's similar. That's how they're showing me. It's like you're walking over the bridge, and as you get to the middle, it changes to fifth dimension. So on half the bridge, it's a blending, a shading into third dimension, and half the bridge, it's a blending and shading into fifth dimension. So the bridge is fourth dimension, and you're just walking over it, and you're walking from third dimension into fifth dimension. Then after you're done that, you're going to go into the grocery store or into the restaurant, knowing that you have the ability to change your reality. Do not doubt it. The first few times you do this, it might not happen because the belief isn't created yet. Sometimes it takes a couple tries before the belief gets created. So don't get frustrated if it doesn't work the first one or two times, or if you only have one person make you laugh. So the reason we don't choose like all our background people to do like a whole bunch of different things is because that feels like third dimension. So if I went into the grocery store and one person was rude to me, one person was kind to me, one person made me laugh, then it would just feel like third dimension. I wouldn't know if I created anything. So this way, it's everybody reacts to me the same way, and then I'll know that I created that in my reality, because the odds of that happening in third dimension are very, very slim. So that gives you the belief that you actually created your reality. So if everybody's cracking jokes with you, it's going to feel like really off the wall. You're going to feel like, wow, how did I do that? How did I just change my reality? And then that's what creates the belief that you can, because you're going to start to question, like, this is really working. All the background people are acting exactly how I predicted they would. They're acting exactly how I created they would. It's all about your knowing. I know that I can change my reality because I'm an alchemist. I'm a spiritual alchemist. You're all alchemists. You're all working with St.Germain, or you wouldn't be on this channel. So call in St.Germain, evoke the violet flame, do your grounding, and when you walk in with your full essence. So you're going to do your tree roots coming out of your feet, pull your spirit in to your abdomen, like down through your crown chakra, down through your head. Command that your spiritual body fully integrate into your human body, explode it outwards so you have your full essence. That's the essence of an ascended master. That's you in your full power. You're grounded, you're fully integrated, and you're expanded. That's the energy that you walk in, and doing those 5 steps first. They don't have to be long. You don't have to take a long time to do these. It's just putting the intention really quickly. Like, I'm going to do these 5 steps, just putting the intention. These are the 5 steps I'm doing. This is the movie theater I'm choosing. This is how I'm going to perceive my reality. and then go in to the restaurant or the grocery store or whatever building you're going into, and just see what happens, see what shows up. You don't even have to focus on it, just do your thing and it'll start to reflect back to you. Now, the first few times it might not happen, like I said, or maybe just one person make you laugh. But after doing this like 3 or 4 times, it's like everybody is going to be, he's like, you're getting to be a fast alchemist is what he's saying. Your alchemy is increasing in speed because your knowing and your belief is more ingrained. So it's like as soon as the subconscious says, oh, okay, we're in this 5th dimension reality and this is how it's going to be, then it starts to seek evidence of that and it starts to create it in your reality. So you are all master alchemists. This is going to be fun and easy. And for those of you who are saying, well, I don't want to control people in my reality, remember, you're not controlling them. They're back in 3rd dimension living their life. No one's controlling them. This is 5th dimension. They're not separate from you. Okay, because he's showing me that there's some resistance with that. It's like, well, I don't want to puppet people, but you're not puppeting people. It's nothing's outside of you. Everything is one energy. So it's you as God flowing through you and projecting in front of you what it wants to create. So it's like God connecting with the God of everything and creating a reality that's different. So there's another aspect of you that's back in 3rd dimension playing the 3rd dimension game. So this is just for fun if you want to see how you can change your background people. And then once that works, then start applying it to your background. Like, people have different perceptions of background. So if you drove to the ocean and you got there and you'd never seen the ocean before and you were like, wow, this is huge, it's enormous, and I feel so small standing on this beach, this huge beach with this huge ocean, another person might drive to the ocean and say, wow, I feel so grand and big because the ocean is showing me a reflection of how great and big I am. So it's the same thing, but there's 2 different perceptions. One believes that the ocean makes them feel small, and the other person believes the ocean makes them feel big. So it's like, oh, okay, so we always have different perceptions. If somebody looks at a painting, they might feel it or see it or perceive it differently than everyone else. Not 2 people see the same painting as the same thing. So it's going to be like that in your reality, just like a snowflake. There's no 2 snowflakes alike. So when you want to start changing your background, then it's bending and changing things so that you can see them in more beauty or in more light. So maybe you'd want to see everything as new instead of old. Like if you have an office that you work at every day and the office always looks old and run down and it just makes you feel like you're old and run down, then when you go into the office, you could start projecting, use those 5 steps and start projecting that the office looks bright and clean, and you're going to start to see it in a different perception. And not only that, because you're seeing it in a different perception, maybe somebody at the office that owns the building will start to renovate and you will get a better looking office, a newer office. So you can change your reality. You're all alchemists. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Have a great night.